Go ahead and call our Board of Adjustment hearing to order. By way of introduction, myself as chair is Mary Walters. To my left is Lance October, and to my right is Mike Johnson. And Jean from zoning is also present. At this time, I would ask for a motion to approve the minutes from our previous meeting.
I'll make the motion. Second.
Okay, motion's made and seconded to approve our minutes from August 28th. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Jean, has proper public notice of publication been given of today's meeting?
Yes.
Thank you. The board meeting and the public hearings to be considered today are open to the public, which means that anyone present may speak, provided they stand up and identify themselves and have signed the attendance sheet which has been passed around. There is a recording being made of these proceedings, therefore it is important that you state your name and address before addressing the board. It is requested at this time that no one interferes with or interjects comments while another person has the floor. The chair will permit adequate time for anyone wishing to speak. The board will begin a hearing by reviewing the materials in the application packet. The applicant will then be permitted to explain the request, and the board may ask questions. The chair will open the hearing for public comment. Those in favor of the application will speak first, followed by those opposed. The applicant will be permitted to address issues raised during public comment. The chair will ask for any additional information the zoning department may have available and hear staff recommendations. The board does have the option of amending a variance application or attaching conditions to a special exception application. The chair will close the public hearing and the board will deliberate. The chair will then call for a vote on the application as presented or amended. The hearings will be conducted in the order they were published in the Marquette County Tribune. Jean, could you please explain the appeal procedure?
A decision by the Board of Adjustment may be appealed as authorized under Wisconsin State Statutes 59.694 parents 10 and circuit court within 30 days after the date of the filing of the decision in the Marquette County Zoning Office.
Thank you, Jean. The board will now proceed with the public hearing for the cases which have been public notice for hearing today. The purpose of the public hearing is to take evidence in the cases in order for the board to make a decision. The Board of Adjustment is an appellate board required by state law in any county or municipality which has adopted a zoning ordinance. The board is a quasi-judicial body whose purpose is to give a full and fair hearing to any person whose property interest is directly or adversely affected by the provisions of the zoning ordinance or an interpretation of the ordinance by the zoning administrator. Excuse me, the board does not have authority to amend or repeal any provision to the zoning ordinance. Its sole authority is to interpret the ordinance and apply its provisions to the factual evidence presented. The board is interested in hearing all pertinent evidence, and as chairperson, I have the authority to administer oath and to compel the attendance of witnesses. Following the last public hearing on the agenda, I shall ask for any other business that can legally be brought before the board, and then I will adjourn the meeting. Okay, our one and only applicant today is Mark Sweet of 304 Lord Lane, number 3 in Watertown, Wisconsin. He's requesting a special exception under section 70.50L of the Marquette County Code of Ordinances, Chapter 70 zoning, for the construction of a 2-story garage on a vacant lot across from a lot with a residence divided by Fifth Drive on Lot 13 and Lot 1, CSM 3570, being lots 5 and 6 of Sherwood Plat, in the northwest corner to northwest corner, GL2, and northeast quarter to northwest quarter in section 2, T17 NR08E, Town of Springfield. Property address is N9298 Fifth Drive.
That's correct.
Okay. Thank you. Section 70.5L reads that no accessory building, structure, or use shall be constructed or established on any lot or parcel prior to the time of construction or establishment of the principal or main structure to which it is accessory. The owner of an adjacent vacant lot or parcel shall not construct any accessory building thereon until the owner combines the vacant land with the land containing the principal or main structure or used by certified survey map or other method approved by the zoning administrator. If it is impossible to combine the land into a single lot due to the location of a right-of-way held in fee, The order may apply for a special exception under section 70.07 to allow the construction of an accessory building on the vacant lot or parcel. Terms of the special exception shall prohibit the sale of the accessory lot separate from the principal or main lot by deed restriction. In your packet, you will see the application for the special exception. And there are some aerial maps of the property. And a certified survey map of the property, a tax bill for the property. And then the plat, a map of the town of Springfield. The property is zoned shoreland recreational residential. The applicant is requesting a special exception under section 70.50L of the Marquette County Ordinances, chapter 70, zoning for the construction of a two-story garage on a vacant parcel across from a lot with a residence divided by Fifth Drive. The application is a special exception, and the Board of Adjustment shall review each petition for compliance with all requirements applicable to that specific use and to all of the relevant provisions of chapter 70 zoning ordinance language. In approving special exceptions, the board shall determine that the proposed use at the proposed location will not be contrary to the public interest and will not be detrimental or injurious to the public health, safety, or general welfare of the residents of surrounding lands. Upon consideration of a special exception permit and in determining whether the proposed use is substantially like the enumerated special exception uses in a district, the board shall evaluate the effect of the proposed use on the criteria and conditions listed in chapter 70.07, sections B through K, attached with the petition. All right, do you have anything you wish to add, Mark, before we proceed?
Nothing to add, but I'm certainly willing to answer any questions.
Okay.
And explain.
We're gonna look at the video that
all
the
right.
zoning department took of your property, and then
Okay.
after that, the board may have questions, okay?
Absolutely, not a problem.
Okay, Jacob, can you roll the video, please? We're having all kinds of technical difficulties today.
Oh, no.
So bear with us.
Well, that's all right. I certainly have my own there. I don't mind.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Any questions, from the board?
Why 2 stories?
Well, that's a good question. Certainly just opportunity. As you'll see, that lot and the dig out was a result of using that area to obtain fill when the house across the street was built. And that's also because it's into the hillside. That's why I'm asking for the setback variance, so I don't have to take a lot more out of that hillside. But putting the garage in, if I put a 1-story, it'll be pretty much right at the top or just a little bit above the top of that hill. And I've talked to Gary Gloom. He's shown me a garage that he had designed and built actually in the Montello area. And I just thought I'd put an access from above just for more storage above. The downstairs part is primarily for pontoon, ski boat, a car, things like that. And this would give me the ability to get rid of my storage unit in Westfield and put some personal property and stuff like that up in the top. So the opportunity presents itself. It's not going to be it's probably the proposed plan is maybe 10 feet wide, right down the middle of the garage with an access from the back. I don't know if I should have drawn a picture, but sorry.
So it's not gonna be a full 8-foot second story. It'll be basically just usable space in the rafters or joistings.
Right. Yeah. It may be 8 feet with the curvature of of the roof, because it pops up a little bit. So I don't know if you can look at a 10 or 12 foot wide area between the rafters type thing that pop up, and it'll have its own roof. So I don't know, terrible description, I guess, but no, there's not, other than electric, there's no water or anything like that going in and stuff. It's strictly storage.
Thank you.
Mike, do you have any questions?
No.
I don't have any either, so I will go ahead and open the public hearing. Is there anyone present in the room who wishes to speak in favor of this application? Yes, sir. Would you please state your name and address for the record?
My name is Dan Pomplin. I'm representing cottage two places north, GB's Hilltop Haven. I'm from Red Granite, Wisconsin, 610 Plantation Court, Red Granite. I think our address is north 9305, whatever road there on the lake.
Okay,
I'm all for this, as long as down the road, if I ever decide I can build a garage across from our cottage, that I have the same opportunities.
you have vacant lot across the road from your.
Yes, I do. But I'm all for Mark being able to build this, because other people along the lake have had places built across from theirs, and I think it's a great opportunity.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, let the record show there's no one else in the room present for the public hearing. So I will go ahead and close the public hearing. And the board will deliberate. You want me to go first?
Sure.
All right. First of all, we've done this before with lots across the road. So this is anything new or different. And certainly not unusual to need a garage or an accessory building for residents or even on lake property. Appears that your lot with the home is not large enough to really accommodate another storage building of any kind. The zoning code does allow for a non-resident structure to be built on adjoining lot across the road, providing a new deed is filed to make both lots contiguous. And at that point, I will stop for a moment and make a motion to attach a condition to your request that you have a deed restriction placed on the property so that if and when the time comes that you want to sell the property, both properties need to be sold together as one piece. So that's my motion.
Second.
Okay, a motion's been made and seconded to attach that condition to your request. Any further discussion?
No.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Okay, that motion carries. So that condition, Mark, is attached to your request. And then going further, doesn't appear to me that there are any safety or health hazard issues regarding this request. There certainly are no ingress or egress issues. It's a low traveled road, certainly compatible with adjacent properties. So with that condition attached, I would approve your request for a special exception. Okay, who wants to go next?
I can.
Okay, Lance?
I too would be in favor of granting the special exception. This is actually quite common with lakefront property. They try and squeeze as many houses along a lake, which limits your flexibility in using said property. By the video, it looks like you're a little terrain challenged. Not only the size of the property, but the slope and pitch. And so I don't feel that there's any way you could utilize your existing property for additional storage. I think with a lake property, it's not unreasonable to ask for storage, like you said, pontoons, boats, all the toys that go along with owning a lake property have to be stored somewhere. And again, this is a common practice throughout Marquette County on differing lakes that we have had in the past. Again, it's directly across. It's deed restricted now with the past motion. It's not a safety hazard based on the speed. And it's just a common use for lake property. So with all that being said, I'd be in favor of the special exception.
Okay, Mike?
I too would be in favor of this being approved. As mentioned, it's pretty common practice to combine lots like this to accomplish that needs. It's reasonable to desire a garage on a property for additional storage, like was mentioned, for the toys and things that you have on a lake property. There is no other place on the existing lot to put a structure like this, so it just makes sense to combine the property and put it across the road and coming through this special exception request to get that done. And also, there's not a detriment to public safety because of the road that goes between this lightly traveled. So on those basis, and with that, said, I approve this application.
Okay, your special exception has been approved with that condition. Do you understand that condition, Mark?
Oh, I do, yes. And
Okay.
Thank you to the board.
Okay, so now we'll move on to your variance request,
All right.
which is under section 70.52B3 of the Marquette County Code of Ordinances, chapter 70 zoning, to reduce setback from a class C highway. 70.52 highway setbacks reads the minimum setbacks from the various class highways are as follows. Section 3, the setback from a class C highway shall be 63 feet from the center line of the highway or 30 feet from the right of way line, whichever is greater. The applicant is requesting the variance to construct a detached garage at a reduced setback of 43 feet, the center line of Fifth Drive. You will see his application for variance. And he is stating that an unnecessary hardship exists because the strict application of the 63-foot setback from the center of the road to this parcel, lot 13, is unnecessary and fails to serve a reasonable purpose of a roadway setback. The lot is 50 feet wide by 100 feet deep. It's a total of 4,871 square feet. As a consequence of the required setback, the adjoining land setbacks the building envelope is only 960 square feet, which is less than 20% of the lot. .197, it creates an approach to the improvement of driveway of more than 55 feet from the edge of the road or more than half of the length of the lot. There is no good reason for such a setback and will only create more hardscape that promotes more runoff from the property. Unique property limitations exist because I do not allege there are unique property limitations. It is the distance of the setback which cannot be justified under the circumstances. There are the same conditions to enter or exit the site, whether the setback is 10, 20, 30 or more feet. It's not lakefront property. There are no neighboring site or view concerns. A setback of 63 feet from the center of the road is unnecessary and needs to be relaxed. It serves no legitimate purpose. And no harm to public interest exists because a modification as requested would not harm the public's interest. In fact, this setback requirement serves no public interest as it is applied to this specific local. Many, if not the majority of structures are in non-conforming use. This is either by way of how long ago they were built or have been granted variances. The granting of this variance for this property would not interfere with public utilities, access to other properties, or public safety while entering or exiting the property. In fact, the only possible harm would be the increased square footage of hardscape, which would be brought on by the distance of a setback. Next, you will see a certified survey map of the property, actually the next two. And then some aerial photos of the property. Tax deed for, or tax bill for the property, a plat map of the town of Springfield. The property is zoned shoreline recreational residential. The application is an area variance and the board must determine if the ordinance prevents the applicant from using the property for its intended purpose, which is residential. Are there any questions that, or anything additionally you'd like to add, Mark, to this particular application?
No, but I certainly will answer any questions. I hope it was fairly complete.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. Board, do you have any questions before we see the video? Is the video the same as the
Same
first
video.
one?
It's a beautiful video. We can
It
watch
is a
it.
beautiful video.
Yeah.
Do we need to watch it again, board? Okay.
No.
Let the record show we're not gonna watch the same video a second time.
Okay.
And then, I will go ahead and, open the public hearing. Is there anyone present in the room who wishes to speak in favor of this application? Yes, state your name again, please, for the record and your address.
Name again, Dan Poplin, representing GB's Hilltop Haven. We do cottages north, and I think it's a great opportunity for Mark to have that. I just am here to emphasize that if and when I decide I want to build a garage on the other opposite side of the road also, that I have the same opportunity. But I'm all for Mark doing this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, and then let the record show there is no one else present in the room to speak in favor or against, so I will go ahead and close the public hearing and the board will deliberate. So we'd like to go first. All right, Lance, go ahead.
I would be in favor of granting this variance. Again, the small size of the lot limits utilization of it. Again, it's geographically challenged, as we heard by the applicant and saw in the video. There's a huge hill in the back that has already been dug out for other usage. But that limits what he can utilize without additional expense. Looking at the video, it looks like most of the properties along that stretch are well within the 63-foot setback. So it does not appear on such a lightly traveled 25-mile-an-hour posted road that a small infringement poses a safety hazard to the public. The garage size is not excessive in my opinion, a 30 by 30 garage. Is pretty close to standard in today. I think today's standard is 24 by 24, so 30 by 30 is not excessive in my opinion. I think the reason for the variance is because of the lot size. The applicant's doing what he can to meet the 10-foot setbacks to the neighbors and all lot lines, which with that size garage automatically puts him inside that 63-foot setback. So with no safety hazard, willingness to comply with the setbacks to property owners, he is left with 30 by 30 building within the setback, so. I would be in favor of this. He's doing everything he can, and there is a hardship created by the parcel size, so 43 setback, I would be in favor of.
Okay. Wanna go, Mike?
Sure, I also would be in favor of this being approved. Again, it's reasonable to desire a garage on the property based upon the lot size and the possible locations on that lot. It does need to be closer to that road, and again, it's a lightly traveled road. Really no safety issues. It's pretty typical and similar to the nearby properties that have that same issue. So based upon that, I would approve this recommendation.
Okay, I also am in favor of approving the application. I think unnecessary hardship does exist due to the lot size and the slope of the property. It sort of limits you, you know, where and how far back, I mean, that you can locate this garage. It's on a lightly traveled road, so again, there are no safety issues pertaining to ingress or egress. It's a seasonal property, all the homes mainly being on the lake side of the road. And certainly won't be detrimental to any of the properties in the area. In my opinion, they'll fit right in. With that being said, I will, again, approve your variance request for the setback.
Thank you.
So the only thing you need to do then is make sure you get your permits. And
Right.
then,
And I need to
yeah, and
join
then,
the properties.
yes, and yeah, and Jean can probably, help you through that process if you need help, so. Yeah, so good luck with your projects and,
Yeah. Well, thank you, and I let's tell the board, I'm sorry for the delay and my trouble getting hooked up, but I appreciate you accepting the phone call, so.
oh, not a problem. We understand that technology is wonderful when it works, but sometimes it's very frustrating, so don't feel bad. I'm just glad we were able to connect with you. We can do a hearing without the applicant being present, but I much prefer that you're present in some way, shape or form, so,
Yeah.
thank
I
you for.
appreciate that, and I'm sure Jean's video that was not mine, she took it.
Oh, no, it's a beautiful video, yeah. We have some talented, people in our zoning.
I'll ask her for a copy, yeah.
All
All right, well,
right.
thank you, everyone.
Yep,
Appreciate
you're
it.
welcome.
Okay,
Bye now.
thank you, bye-bye.
Jean, do we have anything else to come before the board at this time, or and should we set a December meeting just in case?
We should. We do have, so December, we don't have any applicants as of right now.
Mhm.
The meeting, because of the holidays with the
Right.
end of November, December, we have a December 8th option. We just need to find a time and place for sort of a placeholder.
Okay, the 8th,
Monday?
yeah.
That's
It
what I
is.
had a note for.
Yeah.
Not good?
Well, I have a
um,
human service board meeting that day,
Okay.
so we'd have to, and I think executive finance will also be that day.
Yep, executive finance will be at 12:30.
Yeah,
Okay, so then maybe we need. a
so
specific
what
day.
about Friday the 5th, or moving it back to December 11th, maybe?
Yeah, probably, I think so.
I mean, you have to work within your time frame for
Yeah,
posting and that.
And right now we don't have anything. So the one caveat to everything is that while we would have until the end of this month, we would have a couple extra week. I could give them another week or two because we don't have to do our publication schedule in the same format. So we could go to the end
11th
of
or
the
12th?
week of the week.
Okay,
the
11th or 12th, either day would work for me, so
If,
I don't know what your schedule is, Lance. And Mike, you'll be in Texas.
Yeah, you'll have to talk to Fred or Adam, because I won't be.
okay. If it's the 11th or 12th, can I kind of get back to you with a location and a time? Because now with no public safety, all these rooms are getting all booked up again.
Yeah,
there a
I'll
time that-
pencil you in on both days on my calendar, but then as soon as, like, as soon as you know.
I'll
like,
go right back to the
Are we
office and talk to,
thinking, are we thinking 11 or 1 o'clock?
what's your preference?
It doesn't matter to me either on those 2 days.
It doesn't matter to me either.
Um,
I would say if it, on Friday, for sure, we should have it early, just because it's Friday and,
Okay.
you know, if it's on the 11th, I don't care what time it is. It can be afternoon or whatever works for
I
the
can,
applicant or you or,
yep, I can try for 11 on either of the days, and I
Okay.
just have to try to determine if if I can't find a spot at the right time.
all right, so.
Okay.
And there's always the option that I can join a remote if I need to,
That's right.
Yes.
so.
Yeah, I know, and
And
everything,
I'd rather have somebody send me, if you need me remote, I can be there.
Yeah, thank you, Mike, for that. I was gonna ask if, you know, if you could
Sure.
serve, you know, come remotely, so.
and we would, of course, send you all the links so that you can just click on the button
Absolutely.
and just like it always works great for everybody.
I think there's internet where I'm going.
Is there anything else, Jean, that we need to know today then?
I do not have anything else. You've all signed for your travel or anything? Okay, I'm good.
All right, the hearing being completed, I will adjourn today's hearing.
Is Fred already